it's a really exciting time in the Philp house because my husband is listening to the audiobook of Harry Potter for the first time. Hey guys, what's up? It's Shauna. This week I wanted to start a new series called the Novel Chronicles. This series is going to kind of follow my journey and the things that I have learned along the way, the things that I'm learning right now, writing my current YA fantasy, and it's going to give you some updates on where my current projects stand. So I guess I'll just start off as to where my books are right now, and I'll move into a lesson that I've learned over the last few weeks. So Hello Darkness is my vampire novel. I've had this finished since August, I think, and I've been querying it since then. So I've been kind of slow in my query batches. I've only been doing 3 or 4 each batch, and obviously those take time to get the responses back. I have gotten a few responses that gave me a little bit more than just the standard rejection, so that's been really cool and kind of given me some tips on where I need to go from here. Some of the feedback I've got is that they have gotten to my pages, which is great. That means my query is doing its job, but they felt like the pages didn't quite draw them in as much as they hoped. It may be that I'm starting with my villain and it's kind of rubbing people the wrong way because he basically takes advantage of this girl. So I was looking over my project and I saw that my chapter 2 actually starts pretty strong. And so I think that I could mold that into a opening that might be a little bit more catchy. So I'm looking at reworking that here in the coming weeks and starting a new round of submissions. So crossing my fingers for that. As for my YA fantasy, I'm really enjoying this book a lot. I feel like this is the book of my heart, of my soul, and I love it a lot. A couple weeks ago I hit 10,000 words, which was really exciting, and then I kind of hit a standstill, and I think that's for a couple of reasons, and this is what I really wanted this chat to be about. So the first reason that I think I hit the standstill is because I got to a part where I kind of need to know what a side character's ability is, and I didn't have that completely planned out because they weren't really going to play a big part, so I thought that I could just push forward. And when I got to this point, I started really trying to figure out what exactly this ability was, and it really got me stuck. So since I don't know the characters very well, I think that I can still push forward since they aren't a main character, and then wrap it up in the next one once I kind of get to know them a little bit better later on in the book when they become more prevalent. That way I make sure that I'm giving them an ability that makes sense. The second reason I think I hit this standstill is because I needed a break. So to tell you a little story, last week I did not have heat in my house for about 6 days. It was a long process to get it fixed, and I was bundled up in my room with a little space heater for 6 days, and that really messed up my routine. So once I got back to having heat in my house, which I do now, and you can still hear it on my camera, so that probably would have been the perfect time to film if it wasn't 40 degrees in here. But that really put a damper in my progress. During that time, I couldn't really do anything in the main house. I was literally stuck in my bedroom. So when I finally got heat back up, it was like catching up on everything that I hadn't done when I didn't have heat. So that's basically where this all started. After that, that next weekend, so we got heat back on Friday, so then Saturday I had to work, and then my brother called me and said, hey, do you want to meet us in this town? We're going to be pretty close to you guys. And of course, since I live far away from my family, I am not going to pass up a chance to actually hang out with them. So we went and did that. We went to the mall and hung out with them, had dinner, which was great. And then on Sunday, we had a planned event with my husband's brother and uncle. So we went to the shooting range, which was a really awesome experience, and I wanted to do it because I used to work in a sporting goods store, so I was around guns like all the time, and I really wanted to go to a shooting range like the whole time that I worked there, and finally got to. So I was really fortunate that I got to spend so much time with family that weekend, but kind of didn't leave much time for anything else. And I don't mind this at all. I decided that this year I kind of wanted to spend more time with family because I feel like since my family lives so far away, I don't get a lot of time to spend with them. So any times that I have the opportunity, I really want to take advantage of it. That being said, I am that type of person that needs a break. So it's very difficult for me to go from an eventful weekend where you're doing a lot of things out of the house to going right back to work on Monday and continuing your week like normal. So I went back to work on Monday, really tired. My boss was saying that she could tell something was wrong with me, and I was just really exhausted from my weekend. So a lot of people think introverts are just these like shy, quiet people, but it's really so much more than that. Introverts find socializing really draining, and they need that time alone to really recuperate, where extroverts have it the opposite. They feel energized by being around people. So introverts, when they don't have that time, they are just exhausted because they literally haven't had any time to relax and refill themselves. And my job is a customer-facing, highly social job. So for me, just going to work and spending all day with customers is very taxing on me, and I get really tired by the time I get home. So not having my weekend day, and on top of being at work, I have just been exhausted this whole week. Not to mention that on Tuesday was my day off. I was called in for jury duty and I had to sit on a trial all day, and then it was a stressful event because you're literally deciding someone's future. So this week my life has just really been tiring for me, and I realized that a lot of people have a lot worse problems than I have. But I realized this week that I need to be more realistic with my time, and I need to be more conscious of how I'm feeling during these times when I'm off work. So on top of work, I also obviously do these vlogs. I write, I have a blog, and I run a Facebook group. Oh, and I make writing prompts. So I do a lot of additional things to writing. And on top of my 40-hour work week and an hour commute both ways, I just don't have the time to do everything in a day. I love all these things. I just have to constantly remind myself that I don't have time to do them all, and I need to do it before I get to the point of a burnout. It's okay to take breaks. It's okay to recover. So in my efforts to do that for myself, I have decided that I'm only going to be posting once a week, with sometimes there'll be bonus videos. It's just more realistic for my current lifestyle. I'm excited about my writing. I'm excited to be a part of the community, but if I need a break, I'm going to take one, and I hope that you can understand that. And if you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed, it's okay to take a break. I am giving you permission to take a break, to let it slide until you feel recovered, because the most important thing is to take care of yourself. So that's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for stopping in. I post videos every Wednesday, so if that sounds good to you, I'd love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe below. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye!